Okay, I wanted to come on because I got a piece of information that I wanted to make sure that I shared with everyone who will be getting out here, getting ready to go vote. Or you might even feel like, you know what, voting doesn't count. Well, I want you to know that yes, it does count. The MAGA Republican Party, not the regular Republican Party your mother and father and grandparents might have been a part of, that party is gone. It's been taken over by this MAGA group. But I don't want to get so much into them that I don't get the point across to inform you of what is happening. I'm going to share some on today, and then I'll turn around and share some more until we get to the end of it. But I want you to know, listen to me closely, that Kevin McCarthy in the Republican Party, he sent out the wrong memo. And the memo that he sent out, somebody got their hands on it. You know, anytime you're in politics, people can kind of get their hands on things. And that's on both sides. It's not just the Republican Party, it's on both sides that things can happen. That's why you have to make sure that you are on the right side of issues. And that means that don't allow yourself to get caught up in things that you have no business and you don't know enough about what you're doing. So anyways, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because I'm not nobody's mother. I want to share with you, this is what they are calling, this paper right here, the Commitment to America plan. So I'm going to read a little bit off, but first, before I do that, what I need to do is highlight some of the things that they want to take from you. And if they are given this chance while people are going out here voting, keep this in mind: cutting Social Security and Medicare. They want to make sure they take that from you. They want to cut that. If they cut the Social Security and Medicare, then that is going to listen to the amount, the number of beneficiaries that is going to impact, okay? 58.6 million beneficiaries of this would lose affordable health coverage if MAGA Republicans succeed in cutting Medicare. 58.6 would lose this benefit if they take Social Security and Medicare. Keep that in mind. The next thing that I'm going to be sharing, and it's not going to be all tonight, but the next thing is going to be banning abortion nationwide post-Dobbs. Banning abortion nationwide post-Dobbs. Okay? Then, listen to me closely. Under a nationwide ban, 64 million women and girls in the United States between the ages of 15 and 44 would lose their right to an abortion. Keep that in mind when you go to these polls. The next topic that you're going to hear me talking about is that they're going to be, this is their plan now, overturning the Inflation Reduction Act. In that act, it reduces insulin and medications for the elderly. They are going to overturn it if they are given the power now. If they're given the power, that's what they want to do, to overturn the Inflation Reduction Act. Okay, and it's a lot in there, and I'll be going through it a little bit at a time. The next thing, ending the Affordable Care Act. Ending the Affordable Care Act. That's something else that they are looking at taking away and overturning. So that's the next thing. Cutting federal education funding. Cutting federal education funding. Okay, so you know how that's going to go, because they want to privatize school instead of having public schools. Okay, I'm going to be addressing that. And they said in this document, keep in mind that Kevin McCarthy, he released it by mistake, said we will close the Federal Department of Education. We will close the Federal Department of Education. Okay, it's a lot of material, so I can't do it all tonight. It would take too much of my time and yours. Next, more tax breaks for the wealthy and big corporations. More tax breaks for the wealthy and big corporations. This is what this MAGA Republicans want to do, not your everyday Republicans that know that coming to the table and debating and discussing and coming to a consensus is the way that you pass laws and you legislate. These individuals here, that's not what they're talking about. They're trying to fix it to where you don't even have a right to vote anymore. If they have their way and democracy is overturned, I still quote Liz Cheney, it will take 200 years to get democracy back. And none of us have 200 years left here, not me, on this side, waiting on democracy to be turned back to the people. Okay, next, in conclusion, okay, listen to me closely. This is what was written in conclusion. While Minority Leader McCarthy may try to get his candidates to campaign on safe sounding, moderate concepts, such as a strong economy, a safe nation, a free future, and an accountable government, the extreme MAGA, whatever you want to call them, GOP agenda is out in the open. Low taxes for corporations and the super wealthy, cutting Social Security and Medicare, a nationwide abortion ban, cutting federal education funding, and repealing the ACA and the Inflation Reduction Act. These are the real stated goals of the MAGA Republicans, both in office and candidates. This MAGA agenda is packaged with an assault on free and open elections and the radicalization of the judicial branch. Take, for example, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, which is a Republican, seen by some as a moderating force, the Republican who wants to end the Trump era. He was elected last year as a business-friendly Republican who used safe-sounding words similar to Minority Leader McCarthy's. Yet, as governor, Youngkin is taking away trans kids' rights in Virginia public schools and campaigning for extreme MAGA GOP candidates across the country. As Jamelle Bouie puts it, even this more polished and ostensibly moderate Republican politician sees that in today's MAGA GOP, there is no path to power that doesn't treat election deniers and their supporters as partners in arms. Republicans may pretend at moderation, but their stated goals prove the dangerous nature of the MAGA agenda. So keep in mind, if you don't get out to these polls, these people are going to do just what is written on this paper. They're going to do it. So you got to get out to the polls. You must flood these polls in the early election. And I'm talking to common sense Republicans, independents, as well as what? As well as Democrats. We have got to get to these polls and stop playing. Every day we ought to have lines that would be unexplainable because there's so many people. These people will do what they say they're going to do. So therefore, we have got to do what we must do if we want democracy. And the choice is yours and mine. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. I am going to be going through this a little bit more. And keep this in mind. If you want to, you can look it up yourself. It is, Kevin McCarthy put the wrong one out there. But God sent the right one. That's who sent the right one. It said, ahead of the midterm elections, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy plans to announce a commitment to America. But instead, he and other Republicans have made a commitment to the extreme MAGA agenda. This agenda includes overturning the Inflation Reduction Act, repealing the Affordable Care Act, cutting federal education funding, banning abortion nationwide, and ending Social Security and Medicare as we know it. They have already seized judicial majorities that have rolled back abortion rights and impeded gun legislation. And they are looking to solidify control of the judicial branch by blocking President Joe Biden's nominees. They are even set to push the extreme conservative legal theory that state legislators, not the voters, should decide who wins the presidency. This extreme policy agenda does not just exist in right-wing echo chambers. In fact, House Republicans, leadership, and the majority of the GOP caucus have demonstrated that they support it. Their agenda would have tangible effects on regular people. Here is what happens to real Americans under extreme MAGA Republican policies. Okay? So that's just the start of it. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through this together because we're going to get out here and we're going to fight for rights. All right? Got that? We on the same page? Let's get to these polls. All right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.